Serious, Mike. Stop. Hey, well, I get it, Mike. Should I take you out and then bring you back in so
yeah, put me back in.
I can be serious? Oh God! All right. Hey everyone, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on replay, I really appreciate you being here. This is installment 3 of what I like to call Dan Fines, where I talk to. Oh, you hear my voice just cracked too? This is. I'm sorry. We're gonna try to be serious, but today I gotta take a sip of water too. Mike, I apologize. I've been talking about this for like 3 weeks that I want to be serious tonight.
Right.
Because I have. Stop! Don't get sound like that either. Dude, stop.
All right. I'll look
This
down
is
here.
so embarrassing, Mike.
I'll look away.
All right, yeah. All right, I'm sorry. We're on a serious talk with my buddy Mike. I got a whole monologue here that I should just read verbatim because I am actually super excited to have you on here today. When I started YouTube, for me personally, I started YouTube for strictly business. Like I figured I would start a channel and I was gonna make videos, and I never like figured I'd make friends on YouTube or anything. But tonight I got one of my best friends on YouTube that I've never actually met in real life. So that's even weirder to say too. But I lost my train of thought where I was here. But I wanted to have a super serious conversation with Mike from the January House. So what's up, Mike?
Hello, Daniel. How are you, sir?
I'm nervous, man. This is the nervous I've been out of. This is the third one, and the most nervous I've been.
Oh boy. Well, I think we'll be all right.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, introduce yourself, and then I'll see where I'm at in my monologue to see if I need to catch up.
If you need to catch up.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. My name's Mike. I have 2 channels on YouTube now: the January House and the January Auction House. I'm a full-time reseller here in central Pennsylvania. I'm just outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I sell on eBay, Mercari, Facebook, Bonanza, Dan's favorite platform to sell on. And I make YouTube videos, and I have a couple auctions during the week on my auction channel, usually one during the week and then always on Sunday night at 7:00 p.m. And Dan's a great friend of mine, so I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming on. I picked out some questions, and I usually have 7 or 8. I had 6, but you just answered at least one of them that I heard off the top. So now I have like 5 questions to ask you. But anyway, before we get started, I want to say hi to the chat a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm in charge of the chat today.
Oh boy!
And I'm going to do my best. Jen's Closet Gems was here. She was here early. I saw this.
Yeah, she was early. Yeah.
Because I haven't not had a thumbs down in a while, and then I schedule a live with you, and then all of a sudden I have a thumbs down. And she thinks you gave it to yourself. But thanks, Jen. Appreciate it. Tracy, what's up going on, Tracy?
Hey, Tracy.
Wow, what an abrupt start. I have to go back and watch that because I've been planning on that being so serious, and I'm pretty sure that was not serious at all. 2 of my favorite Migos. Yeah, this is weird without Joe.
It is a little weird without
I've been live without. Well, no, I think I actually have done a live with you when you popped in and Joe didn't pop in. Either way, whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Forget him. Oh man, I have to tell you a quick story though, and then we'll get into it. I'll use the time I had allotted for that question I was going to ask you.
Okay. When
I worked at the casino, you had to. They gave seats away for like big tournaments, and the supervisor had to get over a microphone and announce it to the entire room. And we had a 34 table room, and a lot of times it would be packed, and then plus people waiting or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people in there, and I was scared to death to always do those. They always made me do them too because they knew I was scared to death to do them. And I had to do those things, and one time I could not stop laughing. They had to come pull the microphone away from me because it was just so embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as this, but I'm just sitting in a room by myself, so it doesn't really affect me too much. All right, on to who else is here. Back by Silver, what's up, man? Hey Dan, who's this nerd?
Back by Silver.
What's up, Larry? How you doing? What's up, Craig? How's it going?
Hey, Craig.
We got Jersey Gypsy Cornerstone. Danielle. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
All right, I think I'm gonna say hi to. Is there anyone else? Oh, I saw Paul. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Where's
Paul.
Joe? We're missing Joe. Tonight it's all about Mike. Yeah, I guess I forget to say that every week, but I have links to both Mike's channels below. I can't remember. I went back and forth. I didn't know which one you would want first. If you'd want the main channel first on the list or your auction channel.
Yeah, the main channel first.
I mean, the main channel, you're so close to. You're close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, or your auction channel. So,
right.
I mean, Aqua Girl, how's it going, Aqua Girl?
Hello.
All right. Anyone else I miss? I will hopefully see you. But welcome. I appreciate you coming. Okay, so we'll just get into it. The one thing I like about you. So I told you I was trying to start my channel, and it's like a business sense. It was for business, and you started your channel when the pandemic started. And you instantly started generating income just from your YouTube auctions. What got you starting your auctions? Like, have you just always wanted to do an auction channel, or was it just the pandemic that got you going and wanting to start auctions?
Yeah, no, I just, I started the YouTube channel just because I had watched resellers for a long time, and I always thought, not that it was easy, but that, hey, I could do that. I could get on there and talk about, my sales. I think it'd be fun. I always saw it as something fun. I still do. And then shortly after I started in March of 2020, and I think my first auction was like June or late May or early June. Because I saw these auctions popping up, people were not able to get out and source and buy things. And I was sitting on a big, death pile or pile of inventory, whatever. And, my Tuesdays and Wednesdays in my stores seemed to be my very slow days. Like it would dip down, in those days during the week. And I thought, let me try this, kind of like the channel, like starting a channel. I saw the auctions. I was like, I could do that on my channel. Why not? I could get this stuff out there and start the auction. So, yeah, I started on Tuesdays. And then I had my good friend, John. He has an estate sale company, and he, at that time was always, and still is, he's in the, older antique things, and he's just got, a different eye for things. He's got a warehouse, 3,000 square foot warehouse where he has a lot of stuff. So I asked him to come on a Sunday night and bring some of his stuff because it was a lot different than mine. And, it just seemed to work really well. We really, click well together, and we have a great following now. On our Sunday show, and even people that don't buy anything just come for the hang out in the chat and talk to each other, and it's a great time. Like I really look forward to Sunday, my auction during the week, but definitely my Sunday auction as well. So that's kind of how I got started and how it's gone since then.
That's awesome. So John, he does the auctions with you, and he has estates. He runs a state business, right?
Right. Yeah,
and he does the antique mall. And is that how? Because you have an antique booth also.
Right, I have an antique booth. Yeah, John does a little of everything. Like his family was into running an antique shop, and he's had this estate sale company for a number of years, and he sells on eBay as well. And yeah, he does like antique shows, and he'll sell at flea markets and stuff like that. But he was never really like into like YouTube and like the social media side of it. Like he wasn't watching people and stuff. And I was talking to him about, I'm like, I think we could do well on this if we teamed up. And he was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I remember like the first Sunday we did one together, he was like, yeah, I don't really need to be on camera. Like I don't need to talk to anybody and all this and that. And like, he just wasn't like really into that part of it. But now you see him and he's, like you would never know that he was like nervous or didn't want to do the social part of it. And I think he really likes it. And he's told me it's changed the way he like looks for things now. When he goes out and about yard sales or whatever, or buying, like he does a lot of clean outs where he'll buy out somebody's basement or somebody's attic or whatever. He'll look for things that he knows he can sell on our YouTube auction now. Like it's really changed his kind of mindset on before he would buy a lot of furniture because it would sell in his antique booth or his antique shows that he goes to, or even his warehouse. But now he looks for different. He's looking for video games now, which he never would have looked for, or, stuff like that, like action figures and collectibles that we tend to sell on our auction. So it's worked well for both of us, I think.
So you're saying how he's changed his mindset on sourcing to sell on eBay, and then you opened the antique booth.
Right.
Has he helped you change your mindset on what you source for your antique booth, or what kind of stuff you put in your antique booth?
Yeah, so yeah, he has, because he like I said, he has a vast knowledge. He's been doing it for a number of years. Like if there's ever a question I have about antiques or something, if I'm not sure what something is, he'll always let me know. He's just a wealth of information. I definitely have to do better. I have it in mind to buy things for the antique booth, but my antique booth is very small. It's like 48 square feet. It's like 8 by 6, right? And so I don't have a ton of space. So right now I just tend to put in kind of like overflow from, like, if I go to the live auction and I buy a lot of like a table lot or half a table lot, or I get boxes of things, and there's things in there that I don't think I can sell either on my YouTube auction or eBay. I stick it in my antique booth. But so it's not like really top of mind to buy things for the antique booth, but it's there. I do think about it, but I have to get better at it, because I haven't been having too much luck lately in the last month and a half in my antique booth. It's been very slow for me.
Very slow.
Yeah.
Have you talked to other vendors there or booth owners?
I haven't talked to them personally, other than Johnny. But Johnny has like compared to my booth, he's got like 2.5 size the time, the size of mine. And he's got just a wide range. He's got furniture, he's got glassware, he's got smalls, he's got collectibles, he's got Barbie dolls in there, he's got all types of stuff, right? And so he doesn't have like that much of an issue. But what I have noticed is that I've seen a lot more booths where the vendors have put up sales, like 20% or 30% or whatever. And I've never run a sale. I've never run any sale in my antique booth. I try to price things lower than what I would think, it should be, just so I can move it, because most of the stuff I have little to no cost into. Like I said, it's just extra stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm going to run down there tomorrow and just put stuff on, just have like a blowout sale, just to get stuff out of there and move. And I haven't talked to other vendors about it, but I've seen more sales signs go up in the other booths. So I think I'm going to just try to follow suit and do that. I think for me, a lot of it is the items. Like, I'm still learning what sells. There's some booths in the antique mall that sell, just jewelry, or just like there's a guy right behind me that sells like all collectible action figures and like those Funko Pops or whatever they are, and all that stuff. So like there's some niche-y, booths, but mine's kind of like more of just anything, right? I mean, I have figurines, I have glassware, I have all types of stuff in there, just different stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out what sells well for me, and then the price point, and then, maybe go from there with a thinking of, trying to fit it all, keep it all in there. I definitely need to add more items. It's just, I don't want it to be like super crowded where you can't move around, you know what I mean? And then, or like on the shelf where you can't look at anything. It's just a hodgepodge. Like, I want it to be somewhat organized, but I need to add more things in there too. So I got some work to do with the booth. I think maybe this first step is just trying to have like a blowout sale on the things I have there now, and then, go from there.
I want to say hi to Pete real fast.
Hey, Pete. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Pete, how you doing? And Paul said there's a time allotted for that question. Sounds like a strict schedule for this show. Paul, this is a very serious show. I promised Mike the only way I'd let him on is if we would be super serious.
Right.
The entire time. There's no joking around.
Right.
This is he said we should let Joe on, which I see Joe's here. Joe is gonna boycott because he said he wasn't gonna show up. But Joe's the one that he's the one that pushes our buttons. And like you're super serious all the time. It's Joe. He just sits back and he relaxes and just acts like, and just pushes my buttons and pushes Mike's buttons and gets us going. But anyway, I'm going to move on. So you mentioned when you're kind of talking about the pricing at your antique mall, you talked about pricing it to burn and turn. And that's the one thing since when I met you. So backstory on Mike. Mike, you found my channel, and then you asked to question me one time, and you like, can you call me? Or I'm like, hey, I can just Instagram message you. I don't have to call you. And you're like, I'd rather talk to you. And I'm like, why does this guy want to talk to me? So I talked to him, and we became friends. Yeah. And so I get a lot of advice between him and Joe. And Mike has instilled in me burn and turn, like, because I always like, I just did it in a previous video when I bought those dolls and I sold them for $39.99 in a couple minutes, and had like $2 into them, and you're like, just be happy. And that's I've kind of learned that. So is that like something? Where did you come up with that? I guess is what I'm.
Yeah, I think that like when I first started as a reseller, like a number of years ago, I was one of those like just list it and forget it type of people, like because I was doing it on the side and it, was whatever. And I was okay with that. And I had the room and I would put stuff away and it would sell. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then as I got more into it and became full-time, and I started buying storage lockers. Cause like when I first started, I would go to like the bins or I would go to the thrift store and I'd buy, onesie twosies or whatever, 5 items at a time. But then I started going to the bins and I started buying storage lockers and it's a lot of stuff. And especially if you're like a one-man, show or whatever, one-woman show, whatever. If
one reseller show.
If you don't have like a team, or a bunch, people to help you, I don't know. For me, I just got into the, and then the pandemic hit and I was like, man, I got to get rid of this stuff. I got to generate some money. You know what I mean? And the auctions came around and I started going to a live auction. So I've changed my way of thinking from, list it and forget it to burn and turn. And especially also with that, like my cost of goods has gone down over the time too, right? So I used to buy, the bins is pretty cheap. You're not going to get much more than that. But like thrift stores were like the main source of my sourcing. And, you pay up a little bit, but now when you start buying a storage locker for $100 or $150 and you're getting, a 5x10 or whatever, 10x10 unit full of stuff, like you have to get rid of that. It's got to go somewhere. Like for me, it's my house, and then I got to get rid of it, try to get my money back. So I just became more of a burn and turn type of guy. And I forget that question. Yeah, I remember. I watched your videos, and I was like, man, this guy's great. And something I always wish I could remember that question because I sent you a question on Instagram.
It was about the simple export.
Oh, that's right. It was about simple export rate. Yeah, because I was never doing it. Right. And then I'm more of a you're like, can we just chat on Instagram? I'm more of a like let's talk, like I'll pick up the phone and talk to you, or try to do face-to-face type of thing. I remember that. I'm like, this guy's not gonna let me call him.
I'm gonna say hi. Hey Lauren.
Hey Lauren.
And then Bluegrass there said, I won the auction on the Barbie. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. I hope you sell a ton of that stuff. And I'm gonna say hi to Batman Loves Bass Fishing. What's up, Batman? How's it going? Hey, Batman. Bear Flag Mercantile, how you doing?
Hey, Bear Flag.
Tommy, what's up, Tommy? I am in a good mood today. And Justin, the flipping accountant, he just hit 4,000 subscribers, right?
Wow, nice.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Justin.
Nice.
There it is. I don't want to, because I saw it come up when you're talking. I got another $4.99 super chat from Tommy. Tommy, only serious thing here is the necessity for a second baby gate. Can never be too cautious. I was actually at the thrift store yesterday, and they had like a wooden baby gate. I was looking at it, but I like the plastic one better. Oh my God! Because you mentioned something, and then okay, because you mentioned something, and then it was a good follow-up question for me to ask. So you started sourcing storage lockers and buying storage lockers, and then the pandemic started. Is that why you didn't go back to them? Because now every time we talk, or you source a lot from your live auction that you go to every other Friday. So right. How was that always going on? Were you always kind of going there and it's just gotten way better? Or how did you transition from storage lockers, well, I'm assuming because of the pandemic, to these live auctions?
Right. Yeah. So I would do storage lockers, and, for you can get a lot of items for your money, but you really don't know the condition. You can only see what you can see in those photos. We used to have live in-person storage locker auctions. But right before the pandemic hit, it had nothing to do with the pandemic. They just stopped. There was only one company doing it here in central Pennsylvania, then they stopped. And then the pandemic hit, and then it was all shut down. So once the pandemic, once things opened up, like after the lockdown portion when things were allowed to be open, in that time, I guess the people that always bought storage lockers, didn't have inventory, or they couldn't buy storage lockers during that time. And when they reopened the storage locker auctions, like the prices were just super high, because people, were just looking for anything, I guess, and bidding it up like crazy. So it became like cost prohibitive, for me to like, I'm not going to spend a locker I was buying for 100 was now 250, or 225. And then you're not really sure what you're going to get all the way either. You can only see in the pictures what you can see. So there was this live auction that I never went to. I was never a live, like I was kind of, just to be, like honest, I was a little, not scared, but a little like intimidated. This live auction that I go to is like an hour and 40 minutes away. And, I know that there's regulars that go there, and I wouldn't be one of them, and like, bidding and all this and that. But I was like, hey, I'm going to try it out. And at least I can see now. I can see the items. I can touch them, look at them and say, okay, I'd be interested in this, and I can set my own price in my head. And I end up doing pretty well on some of these lots that, other people aren't looking at. It seems like, there's niches for these other resellers that are there, people that are there. They're buying glassware and things like that, pottery and knickknacks. And I'm looking at other things, and I can get like I said, half tables full of stuff that's, stuff people might not want, but I get it at a decent price, and I pick through it, and I can sell it. So I kind of transitioned that way, just really due to cost, really, from the storage locker. From the pandemic, the storage lockers pricing went just way high. And I look again every now and then, but it still seems to be pretty high. But I don't know. I don't really. I kind of just browse. I don't really look like in depth like I used to.
I just have to Thrifty Lobster. How's it going? I'm in a perfect mood. This is a very serious conversation with Mike from the January House. So I promised him I would be serious. So this is my serious face.
Right.
And I gotta say hi to Evan, the Flippy McFlipperson.
Hey,
he's gonna be on here next week. He's gonna be sitting in your seat next week.
All right.
See if you can make that happen.
Yeah.
DC Sales. What's up, D? How you doing? So okay, I'm gonna kind of, because I've heard this story a few times, where you got into kind of like how you got into reselling. I know you've mentioned before that you would sell cards and stuff with your father, and then so how did you, when you were just mentioning that you actually went thrifted, because most of the time I don't hear you going to the thrift store because you like do the auctions or whatever. How did you get into like this? I guess how did you get into reselling, like this kind of reselling?
Right.
Selling anything.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, it's weird. I saw this news report one time about this kid that was going to like Walmart and buying things on clearance. Like it's still a news article. Like I see it every once in a while on YouTube. Like the video is still on YouTube, and it was like, this guy makes, whatever, $100,000 a year from his computer, whatever, one of those type of news articles. But, they followed him, and he went into Walmart, and he was like looking at the clearance rack, and he was like, oh, here, we take this and we scan it. And, Walmart sells it for $1. I could sell it for, $12 or whatever on Amazon and stuff like that. I was like, hey, I could do that. That's no brainer, right? You know what I mean? So I started getting into that, and so that was really retail arbitrage, right? And then I started. That kind of led me to YouTube with the community, and I would watch, guys like Pete, Craigslist Hunter, Lonnie, John, Global Voodoo. I mean, I was watching, all these guys, and then getting ideas like, okay, go to yard sales and garage sales and do the same thing, or go to these bins. And I was lucky to have a Goodwill bins near me. I didn't realize that they weren't like all over the place. You know what I mean? So I started going to bins and buying clothes like everybody starts out with, right? And, doing that kind of stuff. So, it just like, little by little, it just started. I remember like I started watching videos. Somebody bought a storage locker, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd seen those, whatever those shows, Storage Wars and all that jazz, and I was like, oh, let me try. And I bought my first little locker. It was a 5x5. I was like, oh man, I'm buying storage lockers now, and all this and that. And I did well with that. And I bought, more storage lockers, and I would go to the thrift store, and, so just little by little, it started just growing, which is really how I got into this part. But it really all started with that. There was this news, the news report. I don't even know what channel it was on, just some news report about this kid buying stuff at Walmart and flipping it on eBay and Amazon for, $100,000 a year. Who knows how true or not that was.
So how long have you been doing this full time? Like, what did you do before you were reselling?
Yeah, so I was in the corporate world for a number of years. I've been reselling full time since like 2015, I guess, or 2016. So 5 or 6 years, somewhere in that range is when I've been full time reselling.
All that time, almost 6 years.
Almost 6 years, yeah.
Wow.
6 years, yeah.
How did you jump into it, or were you? I mean,
I had a store. I had an eBay account for a long time, like you mentioned earlier. My father and I, I grew up, in the kind of late 80s, 90s era, and sports cards were big. Back then it was everyone was collecting sports cards. They were making a bazillion of them. We were into comic books, and we would go to like those shows in the mall, or like they even had like in hotels, like in the ballroom, they would rent out, and you would go there and sell baseball cards and football cards and all that, comics and stuff. And like, this was really like, I guess eBay was around, but like, I remember, like I was telling you the other day, like I made my dad an Angel Fire page. Remember Angel Fire?
Oh, yeah.
I made my dad an Angel Fire page, and he would sell, like, cause he was always good at like I always wanted to sell, like Jordan or Barkley or, whoever was out, the top McGuire, the top guys that were out there, Marino, whatever. But he would go through the other cards that we would open, and like put those commons together. People were collecting sets and stuff. And he would list like all those commons on the page, and like people would send us like money in the mail, like actual cash money. And he would mail the card back like in a regular envelope and just a top loader and stuff. And then we got into eBay a little bit. Like it wasn't really that, like it just wasn't that big back then for us and what we were doing. We were doing more like like I said, the shows and the malls and stuff like that. So I always had an eBay account, and I would sell things, every now and again, like from the house if I didn't use it, or like if I got something new and never used it, I would sell it. Or if I had something for a long time and it was still in decent condition, I would sell it. But it really wasn't, it was just kind of like a side thing. I wasn't doing anything really with it. But once I saw that article, like that, whatever, that news thing, I started getting into it more and more. It was a side thing. But once I found out I could make some money on it, I transitioned over to full time. I love the ability to spend the time the way I want it. I had more time with my kids. My son had a baseball game tonight. I was out there. I listed some things in the morning. I shipped out, in the early afternoon, and then some more listings, and then go to his game, come back, do a few listings, hang out with you for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just to manage your time. And the people I've met, you, Joe, all these other people, it's just great. I just have a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy making my YouTube videos. Like I said, I enjoy really doing the auctions on YouTube on my other channel. So I'm just having a great time, with it and having fun. But that's kind of how I got started, just little by little, like, everything.
Little by little, and you just jumped in.
Just jumped in. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I had Jeff real fast.
Hey, Jeff.
eBay Addicts. And Karen. What's up, Karen? Karen at the beach. So you just mentioned you wake up, you did some listings, and you did some stuff, did your shipping, did some listings, and then do your evening stuff, then do some listings. Because if you guys are not, Mike works the hardest. He is anytime it'll be the middle of the night. And be like, hey, what do you think about this? I think I'm going to sell this and I'm going to list this. And I feel like you are always hustling, so you're always making me want to hustle a little bit more. So just kind of go through your listing habits. Do you have goals? I know you made you had a video at the beginning of the year about like I don't remember what you called it, something about your goals for the year, right. You want to hit these goals. Like, is that what you constantly changing that stuff?
I still have my goals. Yeah. So I mean, I do make goals. I'm a firm believer in, and I don't know, people think it's real. It's not real. Being active on eBay, constantly listing, doing things will help you. Will just help your store. It does something, I believe, to the algorithm. I know people don't believe that it does or whatever, but I'm always like changing like promotions or running a sale or, adding listings or changing a listing, taking it, changing the price or taking it to an auction, or I'm trying to always do stuff. And then just, personally, yeah, I'm always just trying to hustle. I'm trying to, I'm looking on Facebook and offer up for deals. I'm trying to list stuff there. I have the auctions. I don't know. I reach out to people like privately and we sell things here and there. But yeah, I mean, I have goals. I did that video about my SMART goals. It kind of changed a little bit because I didn't focus that much more on like the YouTube side of it. And then one of my goals I didn't really have to start the other channel. So that took some time once I did start the other channel now. So as long as I list every day and, I try to hit, my goal was to list 30 items a day, which, I mean, I hit 20 a day pretty easy, but I probably can count the amount of times on like one hand where I actually hit 30 a day. Just, I have so much other stuff I feel like going on. Like I try to list in the morning, like I said today, and then I had to stop and do shipping. We had an auction last night on my channel, so I had a lot to ship out. And before I do anything in the morning, I send out offers to people that are watching things. So like during the time of me listing and shipping the items that sold the previous day, I'll get someone that buys something from the offers or someone that just buys something regularly. So I add that in. And then I got to run, like today I had to run the UPS and the post office and then come back, do some more listings. And, every once in a while I got to take a little break there too, Dan. I know. You might not see it, but like I take a little time for myself and, just chillax or whatever. And my son had a game tonight, so I didn't want to miss that and come back. And I'm like,
did he win or do they keep score?
Yeah, he's only 7. So this is his first year for coach pitch. Last year they didn't play because of the pandemic. So this is his first coach year pitch. And they don't keep score. Everybody hits and
score, right?
But it's fun for me to see like the progression because he didn't play last year because it wasn't available. So the year before, he was on T-ball still, and just kind of still scared of the ball. And you know what I mean? Now he's like aggressive, like the ball, he plays the field. He runs after it, they're throwing. And he's actually hitting from, a coach throwing to him when I was a little like, like he's gone from T-ball. And I would throw, pitch to him in the backyard. But I didn't know how it was going to be with like a real coach, pitching a real ball to him. I'm throwing tennis balls like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but he's done really well, and it's really exciting. I like just getting out there. It's a beautiful day today in Pennsylvania. So so that's kind of my day. I have my goals, but again, the best part about this business is you make it what you want it to be. There's no hard fast rules. You know what I mean? Like if I don't do 30 items a day, I don't have the VP coming down here to yell at me because I didn't get 30 items. You know what I mean? Like I just will figure it out and do it. Do more another day, I guess, whatever.
Yeah. There's a question from Danielle, Garrett Sales and Dreams. She wants to know, it's for Mike. She met a great older couple several years back at their outdoor booth on the 127 sale from Pennsylvania. They have a shop to source at their store called Cornfields. Ever shop there?
No, I have not, but I'll write it down. Maybe I'll check it out. Cornfields.
Where you write that down, I'm going to say hi to Maggie Doodle.
Yeah,
hey, Maggie Doodle. I'm going to say hi to Joe Deals. What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Joe.
Callie, reseller Luis.
Hey.
What's going on? How you doing, Luis? And Yellow Brick Road Reselling. How you doing?
Cornfields is like an hour away from me. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's over by Lancaster.
It's right. Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I mean, I could get there. I'll check it out sometime.
All right.
Yeah.
You had hey, you said something again. I was trying to be like a great interviewer. When you say something, then I can transition to another question, and then I got sidetracked by the baseball. Now I don't remember what you were saying. I asked you about your. Oh yeah, well that's not really the same, but it's going. Well, it's another question, I guess. So you split up your channel between 2 channels now,
right.
And you said so. Is you got most of your auction people have found you on your auction channel now? It's going. It's just like you picked up where you left off on January House.
Yeah, I mean we're steadily growing on the auction channel. I think that it's like eBay, right? YouTube has the algorithm as well, and I talk to people like Tommy Bernard and others, and YouTube, you have to do it a certain way, right? You're either doing pre-recorded contents or you're doing auctions, and you really shouldn't mix them together too much, right? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a huge I wasn't always I didn't start YouTube to be a YouTube superstar or get 10,000 subscribers and make bazillion dollars or whatever. I mean, I would like to have 1,000 subscribers and be monetized. You know what I mean? I'm not against it, but and I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But I really just have fun making the videos and then the auctions. But they're right. So all that to say is they're right. YouTube is a certain way. It's an algorithm, and it hurts your pre-recorded content if YouTube, because I would get, I get 70, 75 views on my pre-recorded content. And then my live auctions on my main channel, when I was running them, I'd get 150, 200 views, and the runtime was longer, you know what I mean? Right. So the retention time was longer. So YouTube looks at that and says, well, that must be what's most popular on this channel, not these pre-recorded things, right? So then they don't push that out, and they don't feature that on other channels when they're similar channels or whatever. So they're right. So I just thought, okay, that's fine. Let's just split it out, and then the people that want to watch the auctions or come to the auctions can come to that channel, and the people that like more of the pre-recorded content, can go to that channel. And then, or people can watch both. It's fine. But at least I would look at my your videos on YouTube, and there'd be 4 videos. It would be auctions. Auction related. It'd be a preview video, an auction, a preview video, another auction, and then a pre-recorded. So you had to scroll down pretty well. If you were just coming in new and didn't know the January house and clicked on my channel and went to your videos, it'd be well, this is an auction channel, right? Look at all these videos. Oh, well, here's one about what's sold on eBay. Okay, then 4 videos later, oh, here's another one. So it must be an auction channel. So, so anyway, I've split it out and we're growing. I think it's been a little over a month. I have 85 subscribers over there, and everyone seemed to have found me that was watching my auctions before. And people are not in, like I said, there are some people that come to my auctions that never buy anything. They just come and hang out in the chat and talk to the other people and me, and it's a great time, and that's great too. So
yeah, well, so you said you only have 85 over there, but that's the great thing about is it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have on that channel that you're getting. You're already monetized on that channel,
right? In a way, right?
I think it's great. I thought it was a great idea to do.
Yeah,
because when you did start, you started when I first met you, you were doing a what sold video, and you were doing them every day,
right?
And then it's exciting, right? It's so exciting to do video. It's you want to get them out so fast. You always want. I was so excited to do videos. My first 3 days, I did video 3 days in a row, and then I was working at the time, and I'm I don't know how I'm going to do this forever. I'm I can't do this, and then it became you can't do it anymore. But so I think it's great because you split them up so then you can focus on one, and hopefully I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's all I had to say about that. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm trying. It is tough. YouTube is, looking back, when you see that, I give all those guys so much credit, that I used to watch back in the day. I mean, they're still doing it. Pete and Lonnie and John and Global Voodoo and all those guys. I mean, they're putting out videos every day, and most of them still do, or every other day. And I watch guys like Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, Matt. I mean, those guys. I mean, they grind it. It's a grind. I mean, to make a video and edit it and upload it, and what I mean. It takes time,
and it's tough too.
right, and good content and people watching, and then people comment, and then they comment back. I mean, it's a lot, So I'd like to do more, and I've tried to do more pre-recorded stuff on my main channel. So that's kind of where my focus has been a little bit, because the auctions are there, but that's time too. I do a preview video. I mean, they're not long, but it takes time to set the stuff up. Pick out what I need. You know what I mean? Get it all ready. It's time to do an auction too. It's not. I mean. A pre-recorded is one thing, but an auction is a lot of work. The video itself, and then the auction, and then after the auction, packing everything up and shipping it out.
That's a tough thing, because if some days you don't feel like shipping, and then if you do your regular sales because you're listing constantly, so you're having steady sales, usually. I mean, I know. I mean, we kind of talk back and forth on our sales all the time, and I mean, you got steady sales. So, and then to add on an auction on top of it, I'm like,
Right.
I told you today, I sold something that I have prepackaged, but I forgot to put one thing in there, and I was like, I should have. I don't have to ship it out because it sold early this morning, but I didn't feel like packaging it up because I had the rest of the stuff I packaged up today. But if I was doing an auction, man, I'm like, oh gosh, that's a lot of work. So
it is a lot of work. Yeah.
I think
but I feel like, there's a lot of auctions out there on YouTube, which is good, and that's the way it is. But I think to I don't know, to differentiate yourself, like I always tell people, if you pay the night of my auction, I'll ship it out the next day. You know what I mean? And then even if the people that don't pay that night, some people want to be invoiced. And if they even pay that next day before I go to the post office or whatever, I'll ship it out that day as well. And I think people really appreciate that they know, hey, if I buy something from Mike, it's well packed. And if I pay the night, he's got it in the mail the next day. And I get it pretty quick. I get good feedback from people on that. So I want to keep that going. But yeah, Mondays are a tough shipping day because I have Saturday and Sunday sales from eBay and Mercari and wherever. And then I have the auction Sunday night, and we're shipping out, I don't know, 15, 20, different packages. Some people buy more than one thing, so it goes together. But Monday's a tough shipping day. But you got to do it. It's the way it is.
It beats going to work.
Right.
Putting pants on and going to work, right? Right now, I'm sitting in my shorts with a pair of Crocs on.
Right. Right.
I have to say hi to Nip Drop Flips, Richard. What's up, Richard? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Richard.
And new name for me. I'm gonna just absolutely butcher this. Paul look Palooza. Oh, I got it. Paul Palooza. You're the man, Dan. What's up? How you doing? And I had a great continuation question again. And I messed it up. When I think of it, I'm gonna say hi to Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, everyone else. Hopefully I didn't miss you. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. If you're new here, I'm very bad at working the chat. Mike can vouch for me. I'm trying my best. I think. I said, well, I'm not good. Aqua Girl. I said hi to Aqua Girl. I was gonna say, did we? Because you can say hi too, Mike. But
yeah, we said hi.
Okay, just want to make sure. I knew they were in here earlier. What's up, Paul? How you doing? I'm still thinking, what did I just ask you? Serious goes out the window now.
We're talking about growing the auction channel.
Growing the auction channel.
Mm-hmm.
I had another question. How did you get into reselling? I asked you that.
Yep.
I heard you worked in corporate America. You mentioned that. I asked you about your listing habits.
Yep.
I asked you what made you decide to start YouTube channel. I already asked you that. I asked you what made you do the live auctions. It was something I was going to talk. I don't know, Mike.
Jen wants to know who's the better poker player out of the two of us.
Oh, well, we can talk. Where's that? Is that question on there?
It's way back in the beginning.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
What's up, Ken? If I didn't say hi to Ken, Karen says that I'm doing a great job, so I appreciate that. Even though I have run out of questions to ask my buddy Mike.
That's all right. Did you play poker, or were you just the manager and like?
Okay, so when I got into poker, I wanted to. When you get into poker, you instantly want to play poker. So I did play a long time. Just not like a novice. Just but I would say I'm not very aggressive. I'm a nit if you know poker. Like I'm a rock, man.
Right.
I don't have like a great poker face. I like to play. Sucks. I like to play limit poker.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's. It's old school, right? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I used to play a 5-10 game at a casino. They ran it for a while, and limit kind of died. But I like to play that. But when it comes to, you could bluff me is all I'm gonna say. So I'm not like a great poker player. I do okay though.
And mostly cash, not tournaments.
I played online a lot. I like to play sit and goes.
Yeah.
You know those, right? If you don't know, it's just like when 10 people sign up or however many. You just play a table. It's like a single table tournament. I played tournaments and I went through phases phases. It's kind of like I guess it's like reselling or whatever. I just I get obsessed with stuff, and then I kind of want to figure it out. And then I was like trying to play poker, and just it's how I kind of do my reselling, is thinking about, man. See, now we're on a tangent. We're talking about me. I'm supposed to be talking about Mike, but anyway, it's the same thing when I talk to you guys about betting, like when I'm sports betting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I still live?
Yeah, you're live. Yeah. When you talk about sports betting, you're a big gambler. You're a big sports betting gambler.
No, I'm not. It's all money management. So it's constantly. It's the same thing. It's the same thing I tackle when I'm doing reselling. I'm like nickel and diming stuff right now is how I like to put it when I'm. I always talk about it in a video or something. Well, because I talked to you all about it, so I guess we're gonna do full circle. Because you buy these storage lockers or you buy these big lots, and you always tell me it all has to be listed. It's all got to get listed, right, Mike?
Yep.
That's what we're always talking about, and that's what I've come to. I try to get. I was at the thrift store yesterday, and I was proud of myself. I bought a couple things that I probably could have left, but I was putting stuff back that I was gonna buy. And then I'm like, no, I don't need this. It's gonna sit forever. I was pickier, and I came out with some good items. But that's how I look at poker. It was kind of, I'm gambling, but I don't want to put in too much money, but I want to try to build my money. That's how I kind of looked at it. I was constantly playing. So anyway, that's that. That's how I do sports betting too. But we're not talking about me. Now we're like so far off topic that I never remember another reselling question. I don't know what else. What's up, Cameron? Jen,
hey, Cameron.
She does love poker. She just saw that she was she met the trooper, or she got a hat from the trooper.
Yeah, I met the trooper.
Video. I saw that in a video or in a live. I think it was a live. She was wearing a Go Gamble hat, and I didn't want to ask in the chat at that thing, but yeah, the trooper's awesome. I met
the trooper's awesome. And during my time when I would watch, before I had my YouTube channel and I would watch resellers, the trooper was always in the rotation, always.
Yeah.
And I met him once in Atlantic City. One time he was down there, but we didn't get to play together, but because it was packed. And I think it was Bally's we were at, and he walked in, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "That's the trooper," and I said hi. Like I was like a kid. Like I was like, "Hey, I'm trooper."
When I met him,
and he's looking at me like, "Hey, what's up?" Like it's like he was cool, but he was like, "Why is this guy like being such a weirdo?"
But I just have to answer this. It says, "Ew, no for me to limit poker. Right. Everyone bet every time." Yeah. Because so my argument to that game is that if you like no limit poker, well now it's moved on to like pot limit Omaha, but no limit poker is like an action game. If you're playing limit poker, it's a river game. You're playing for the river. You're playing for a showdown. So that you're building a pot to win. So you gotta be smart. All right. Mm-hmm. What's up, Marcy? How you doing?
Hey, Marcy.
Did I miss anyone? I'm sorry if I missed anyone. Anyone have a question for Mike?
Yeah.
I ran out of questions.
Cameron, I'll put the link to the trooper in the chat here. It's Trooper 97. He's a guy in Vegas. I mean, it's a great story. He started in Florida. He's from Florida, and he left.
Oh, he's from South Carolina.
Oh, he's from South Carolina.
He's from Greenville, South Carolina. I used to live in the outskirts of Greenville, and he moved to Florida, and then he traveled across the country to Las Vegas.
Right. And he started as a dealer, and he lived in this little motel thing, and he was grinding it out in poker. And it's a vlog. Really, you'll see the link there. I mean, it's a vlog, but he's funny. He's funny, and he's probably not for everybody. But if you like poker and you want to have if you play a lot of poker, you kind of always think of that life like, I could be a grinder. I could play poker for a living, and he's doing it, and he's done it, and he's doing it, and he's funny, and I like it. I enjoy it, and it was funny when I saw Jen's Instagram post, because it kind of two worlds kind of collided there. I was like, oh yeah, Go Gamble. He has merch and stuff like that. Yeah,
we mentioned that. I don't remember. It was a few months ago that it came up between us, and I found out because I couldn't believe it. You follow them. Mm-hmm. Well, because we talk about poker. It's probably because we talk about poker or something. But I've gotten a shout out I don't know 4 or 5 times on his channel, It's so awesome. I sent you a video, and then I made Jen a video yesterday to show her my shout outs. I have to show her again. I want to say hi to Pat before I forget. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Cameron, I am not going to the rally next month. I guess the rally started before, like I didn't know about it before it started a little or whatever, the talk about it before I got on the YouTube and knew about the reseller rally. By the time I knew about it, it was sold out, or they had moved it because of the pandemic, and then it was sold out. So I'll catch the next one. I'd like to go out and see Dan or meet up with Dan sometime. Joe and I are going to try to make a plan.
We have to. I'm not dodging that question, but Tommy wants to just say something about Grindr.
Right, Tom. Remember Tommy taught me about what Grindr was that time?
Oh, I learned about Grindr from Conan O'Brien.
I had no idea, and then I Googled it, and then I was like, oh, Grindr.
Jen wants to. What did you, Mike, do before reselling in corporate America?
I was my last job there. I was a product manager. My last role there. I had worked my way up in this manufacturing company, and I ended up being a product manager at the end.
We're gonna say hi to Ray. Ray's a buddy of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to work together. What's up, Ray? How you doing? He's a longtime viewer of my channel. He's probably Ray. What are you like? I don't know. Probably one of my first 10 subscribers, I think. I remember telling him I had 10 subscribers. I was so excited. What's up, Ray? How's Bear? He has the dog that I watched that one a few weeks ago. You remember? Yes, I we've been. Jen, you make it sound weird when I say I've sent you a private video.
Oh yeah, I don't know. You slid into her DMs. Is that what
I get so excited when anyone talks about the Trooper, like, because I was telling her that the Trooper was probably, I didn't really watch YouTube. Like, I would search YouTube if I wanted to learn something about anything. I would search it like Google. Mm-hmm. And my brother, I was just talking to him about it today because I was telling him about how Jen watches the Trooper. He showed me the Trooper. I don't know how he found him, but he showed me the Trooper, and the Trooper was like the first like blog, like the real channel, the very first channel I ever watched on YouTube. Not like reselling related or anything, just the very first channel I ever watched, because I watch other stuff besides reselling. But I went back and I binge watched him, like he worked at like some crappy restaurant job in Florida as a waiter, and he traveled, and I think he went from Florida to Las Vegas with like $2,000. It's a very great story. He went. I mean, he lived in, like you said, a motel. Like, this is like I don't know if it's like an apartment, but it was an old motel.
Right.
And it was. I mean, and he didn't have to but he was grinding. He was just. Yeah. It's a good story.
And like, he was dealing at one casino and playing poker in another casino to grind it out, and then like so he could get out of dealing. You know what I mean? So he could stop dealing.
Cameron says no spoilers. Hey, you got to go back like 6 years, Cameron. It's and his videos are very good too, right?
His videos are very good. Yeah.
I mean, it's because he's great Las Vegas background now.
Right.
All right, we're getting off because we're supposed to be talking about Mike and his. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's okay. I like talking about the Trooper. I mean, I think we all have interest outside of reselling, right? At least something that we do.
That's a good question. What else do you watch on YouTube besides reselling?
Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's funny that I had all this time before I became a YouTuber, and now it feels like I don't have time. Like, now when I watch a video, I feel like I should be making a video, right? Yeah. But like, I always watch you guys, you and Joe. I don't know if there's any, and I still watch, like, I watch Matt and Kevin and Pete and John and those guys. Global Voodoo. Who else do I don't know, but I try to find, like, I try to find. I have to try to find time to watch YouTube videos now. It's weird. I just have a lot going on, and now that the weather's nice and we're out and about a little bit more, the rest of it is just hanging out with the kiddos and trying to get them out and running around after they've been cooped up for over a year with this pandemic thing. So I don't know if there's anybody else I watch consistently on YouTube that's not reselling related.
I go through the same thing, but I want to say hi to Annie.
Hey, Annie.
Hey, Annie. I hope you're great, Annie. I went through when I first started to get so excited about YouTube. That's how I would just watch as much as I can. And then I was watching too much. And then I felt like I wasn't watching enough. And then I started watching more lives. But then I like to watch the pre-recordeds. So then I was like, I try to catch a few videos. Everyone I follow, I have them on my TV, and I try to catch a few videos every day and watch them, and then just kind of go from there. And then I'll watch. I do a couple lives, but I lurk a lot in my lives because most of the time I have a like issue or not issue, but I have stuff I have to get done for the day. I
Right.
make a goal to set myself to get done for the day, and but actually I didn't even hit my goal today because I was procrastinating because I was working on. That was the thing before. I used to work on my videos. I work on my video more than my reselling, but I was working on a video, and then I fell off of getting my work done. So we'll see tonight. If I'm going to keep working or if I'm going to go to bed because I want to go to garage sales. Are you going to go to some garage sales tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to try. I haven't really been out this year so far for garage sales. The weather's it's always been like rainy or drizzly on Friday or Saturday, and I have so much like inventory right now, but it's hard not to buy. It's hard not to go to a garage sale or yard sale. I had my own the weekend. There was a lot of them. I had my own here myself, and so I made some money that weekend. So I couldn't go out and about. But yeah, I'm gonna try to hit a few in the morning tomorrow. There's a couple community yard sales close by to me. But again, I have stuff to pack. I'd like to make a video, myself for Friday, and then do some listing. I have stuff to list myself, so I won't be out there too long. And then lunch, I'm taking my daughter to lunch tomorrow. Like I got stuff going on.
Pizza?
No, she likes Panera. She's like high class.
Oh, it's your son you went to the pizza with.
Oh yeah, my son likes pizza. He's easy. Right. When I took him to lunch, he wants pizza and a Fanta soda because I don't let him have soda. So like that's what he wants. And my daughter wants Panera. She wants
Panera.
You ever it's like a $12 sandwich. Well, she gets a soup. What's that? Broccoli cheddar soup in a bread bowl.
I like their chicken noodle.
In a bread bowl. Like a
bread bowl? I never had it.
Oh my God. She gets that. And then she gets a mango smoothie because she's high maintenance now. She's 11 going on 20, I think.
Richard was going to play video games, and then he saw us live, so he wanted to come.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate that, Richard.
Right.
I was just looking because it's going to be. You should have some good weather because it was. I feel like you guys are always. Whenever we talk, I'm like a day ahead of you guys. So it was really nice here today, and we're going to be really nice the next couple days, and then next week we're going to be like in the 70s, but it's showing rain right now. So I have to force myself to go to some garage sales this weekend. When you go, you went to a garage sale today though, right?
I stopped by today. I was out running around and there was there was like the Thursday garage sale is very rare here for my area. But there was like a community yard sale that surprisingly was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but only 3 of the houses were selling today. Yeah, I got some cool old like glasses. Like check out these old.
I love props.
Yeah, I got these like old like check these out, man. These are neat, right? And they're all like they're like. So I got a whole box of these for a couple bucks. So I'll probably sell them on my auction Sunday night. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'll try to hit a few, but I got stuff going on. So hopefully I can find some good stuff early and then get back here.
Working, right?
What's that?
It's get back to working.
Yeah, get back to working on it. Right.
Yeah. So I was almost going to make that like be the end of it, but I can't believe I didn't even think of asking this question. Jen comes and helps me with these questions every week. I appreciate it, Jen. But she wanted to know, I saw you selling like all the ephemera, and it just got me itching to sell some ephemera. So I went out and found me some ephemera. So like, what got you into ephemera?
Well, and DC Sales kind of had a question similar up top.
Oh, did I miss it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what's my favorite thing to sell? And probably ephemera. Although I like to sell action figures a lot too. Like I'm into toys and parting stuff out, like the guns or the accessories or whatever. Even like you might find something and all the pieces aren't there. You'd be surprised. You can part out some of that old stuff, just the walls of a place or whatever it is. But ephemera. I like because I don't know what got me into it. I probably picked up a piece and what got me into it? I'll tell you what got me into it. I know. There's a guy, the auction professor, the YouTuber, right? Like, and he would sell this auction, this ephemera stuff all the time. And I'm like I like history. Like I always liked history in school.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm a big like World War II era. Like I like that era and reading about it and just hearing the stories. So, and then the other thing is, we're all selling, video games sell great, action figures. I love selling them, but go list a He-Man and there's 500 of the same one on there. Right. Yeah. But when you have some cool ephemera, you're not really up against much competition usually, I mean, there's things, but if you're finding stuff, they didn't make a bazillion of them usually. Condition is very more important than, video games, you can clean them up and then that's it. Right. You know what I mean? But if you find a piece of paper from the 40s, the chances of, if you have it in mint, really good condition, the chances of there being another one exactly like that is usually pretty slim, right? Depending on what the ephemera is. So it's just neat. Like I sold, I had an auction last night on my channel and I shipped it out already, but it was this autograph book. Like somebody just had like, their own, like their friends, or maybe it was after high school or whatever, from 1885. Like it was really cool, like to just flip through and people wrote, like poems in there to the person and they did little sketches and little drawings. And I don't know, just to see how much things were back in like, the early 1900s. And, you get like an old receipt or an old, I don't know, invoice for something. And people, depending on the ephemera, people really love that stuff. So, and when I go to the live auction, I usually don't have much competition on the ephemera. Like no one's looking at the old boxes of paper, right? You know what I mean? Right. And I love like just digging through and like, I find stuff all the time, like in photograph, there'll be a bunch of photographs and at the bottom, like I found I just sold it this week. I went to the auction Friday. I bought this box of photos, and for $10, no one wanted it. It was some cool old photos, and at the very bottom there was a German Reichsmark paper money from 1942. And I was like, okay. I put it on eBay. I sold it in one day for $11. It paid for the whole box of photos. So now all those photos are just profit right now. So I don't know. I think ephemera's cool. I like history, and usually you're not up against much competition when you sell ephemera. Yeah, I found ephemera in storage units. Mostly, you'd be surprised, like old books, I mean, you'll find the type of ephemera you find. Like I found birth certificates. You can't sell that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, you find old ephemera. One time I found a letter. Somebody had Dean Koontz, the writer, the author.
No, I feel stupid. He's like, I won't lie. No, I don't.
He's like a fiction writer, not like Stephen King, not horror fiction, but kind of like, but out there fiction type of writer. And he's pretty popular. Anytime you go to a bookstore, you'll probably see a Dean Koontz book on the
You don't know. You don't want to know how I was spelling that in my head.
Well, in the storage locker, I guess this person was like an aspiring writer. They wanted to be a writer. And they sent him a letter, and he sent him a letter back. Like they sent him a letter asking him about, like, should they get an agent or how they should go about it. And he kind of wrote him a letter back saying, here's what you should do, and these are the kind of steps. And then he signed it, like it was a real autograph. And I sold that on eBay, like for $100 and some. I put that on an auction. It went to somebody in Alaska.
Oh
wow! The guy was mad about my shipping price. I mean, he paid it, but I don't know. I think I charged him it was like $115, and I was going to Alaska, so I wanted to make sure it was packed well. And but yeah, I found some ephemera in storage lockers, definitely.
Oh, yeah, that's how I spelled it in my head, though. D. Thank you.
Yeah, Dean Koontz. Yeah.
What's up, Joey? How you doing? We're just over an hour, so I don't want to take up Mike's time. He's been farting around all day, so I'm gonna let him. Oh, I gotta say hi to Dan too. What's up, Dan? Big Thrift Philly. How's it going, man? Have you caught Dan's videos yet? So
yeah, I just watched the one where he didn't pick. Well, I don't know if I should talk about it.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Where he didn't get the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was good. I like that video. He's good.
But I have to go back. I have to go back because I know when it was on our show the one day on Wednesday, we were talking about how he had just started his channel. So I know he's not too far into his channel for videos. Yeah. So I have to go back and catch up on some of his previous videos. But yeah, I just watched it.
I'm trying to put you on the spot, Mike. He just got here. He doesn't know that you were just saying like you're behind and your work. You put a lot of time in. Yeah.
I mean, but I do always want to try to make time to watch watch the people that I like.
It's
and,
tough.
It is tough. It's just hard.
Because you're. I mean, we meet so many people, and you want to try to catch every video, and then get around to it. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go do some listings or whatever the heck you're gonna be doing. Probably. I mean, I know you're gonna be working, but take a little relaxation night. Just
Okay.
think about your. And I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. Next week I have Flippy McFlipperson, so I'm super pumped about that. But Mike, I appreciate you coming on and agreeing to have a serious conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your always fun time in Wednesday's show.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I know. Now I feel like a jerk because I didn't plug our show with our the other third of our channel
the third amigo.
Yeah, the third amigo. And I'm gonna say hi to Regina before I let you go too.
Hi,
Regina. How you doing? I guess I should have come on like another half hour later, or we could stay on a half hour later. But I'm not gonna do that to you, Mike. I know you gotta get your stuff done. And that's the other reason, because I have to. I'm gonna put this in the chat here, because if you guys could just go say hi to Jakob for me. Jakob does it live right after my live today, and I'm gonna have Flippy McFlipperson on next week, not last week. Last week I had Yard Sales and Dreams, and I had Mike this week. Mike, again, I appreciate it. I appreciate having this serious conversation again.
Yeah, it was fun.
Watching this on replay, I really appreciate it. Mike appreciates it.
Thank you very much.
And I'm gonna just go over here. I'm gonna click this end broadcast to just put us all out of our misery for